right here.
You be listening to it like, what the fuck?
Note to editor: delete everything prior to this.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
Hi. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Be uplifted.
Ooh, we all being comfy today.
Yes, as you can see, it's been further into fall since our last episode, and now we're wearing sweaters.
Since our last
Sweater,
episode.
weather, or cardigan for me.
Sweater,
yes.
weather.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
All right.
So you have a Mikey's Meal one.
Yes, Mikey's Meals.
In Mikey's Meal fashion, I have a Pacers one. And you have...
Street Fighter.
Yay! I like it.
I love it.
I didn't get the memo.
She has cardigan because she's classy. Okay.
You guys
No,
don't
'cause-
understand how much I like Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter.
This is the first
I
time I've
have a
seen
white
you
one.
wear a sweater that's
Not black.
Yeah. This is the first time I bought a sweater that's not black.
Nice.
I can't
I love it,
even
though.
remember owning a sweater that's not black.
Who's your favorite character?
It depends on who I'm playing against.
Makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if I want to piss somebody off, I'll use Dawson.
Yeah.
Because he's like he's the slowest character, and like they get so mad that they can't beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's somebody that's good, I'll use Ken or Ryu.
Who's your favorite?
Typical.
Akuma?
Chun-Li.
Oh, Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
How about you, Queer Rich?
I don't play Street Fighter.
Get out of here. You guys sit with us.
Mine is Ryu and Chun-Li.
Yeah.
So a 10, but doesn't play Street Fighter, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang.
here we go again. She's a 10, but she's long distance.
Wow.
Ooh, all right.
Segue.
So what do we think about long distance relationships? I surprisingly have so much to say about this because one of my good friends is going through that, and I've gotten to like watch it unfold and see it happen. Do you guys think that it's possible?
Well, let's only hear you talk about it since you have so much to say.
No, because I'm not going through it. I just have certain opinions about it. You're the one that's going through it, so why don't you talk about it?
Am I going through it?
I don't know. Are you trying to put that shit on me? That is you.
I feel the hot seat.
So, there's somebody that I'm talking to. And yeah, she's more or less long
Yo, I know who
distance.
that is.
Yeah. Yo, do you?
No, I don't. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's like see, the thing is that like we've defined it as an undefined relationship, whereas like I am.
Why do I feel like there's gonna be so many people fucking messaging us like getting pissed off or something?
No, like we've defined it as an undefined relationship. Like it would be nice if things were different. I'm not counting out that like we're attracted to each other. And you know what's funny?
What?
That's not who I'm talking about. But yeah,
We just threw him off. He's like, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but yeah, it we're both adults, so we understand the inconvenience. Yeah,
Yeah. Do okay.
Can you-
I know who you're looking for, not her either.
Oh, no, I'm not looking for anybody.
What do you think, Queer Rich? Do you think a long distance relationship is sustainable? And if so, for how long?
Wow. It's, you know what? Wow. Because I've been in a long distance relationship before. It really depends on the maturity of both parties.
Right. I agree.
It's just that, there's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah,
Right. So a lot of times it's all mental also. Whereas, when you guys fight, you don't know where the other person's going to go to
yeah,
relieve that tension.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and whenever you're, and then also, if you guys are far apart from each other, so is your romance.
Yeah.
And whenever your romance is far apart, there's always somebody that can easily slip through the cracks.
I will say this: if it started as a physical, like in proximity relationship, and then it became long distance, it has a better chance of working.
I agree
I
with that.
think.
Yeah.
Now that hasn't been the case. So I'm just guessing, but I can see that if that was the case, that it had a better chance. It would have a better chance.
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like it could long distance can work because I've seen it with a certain amount of people. Like it can work, but for me, I've done it once, and maybe the time frame where I was at in my life, it couldn't work out. But I think even still now, I don't think I could do it.
I have a question for you. Was there any advantages?
Well, we were in high school, so I feel like it doesn't really count so much because I don't know. It wasn't like anything crazy. The only advantage was like when we finally got to see each other, it was just so exciting. But when he finally moved back down to San Diego, it was just kind of like, all right, well.
Oh, you're always here. God.
Not only that, but it just seemed like he just wasn't the same person.
Okay.
Yeah. If that makes sense. Because it's like you get a high from seeing them, from not seeing them so often or only talking to them every now and then when you can, and then to like seeing them every single day. That it felt like we lost that spark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were they like a different person?
Yeah, for sure. Because it just seemed like I just wasn't interesting to him anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that happens too, especially if somebody was like let's say in another country. Let's say maybe even if you met here in San Diego and then say obviously military or not even military, just somebody that just goes abroad for a set number of years. They're gaining way more experience than you are living in Paradise Hills, for however long it is. They're over there seeing how things are and they're growing at a faster rate than you are. And
if they are in the military,
but if also you're growing too, but it's like you're not really growing together,
right?
Here he is. He's sending you pictures of, I went and visited Greece this weekend. I saw the Parthenon. I saw this. I saw that. I saw the Colosseum, and you're like, oh yeah, look, here's Jollibee on Plaza. You know what I mean? And then at some point you're like, somebody's gonna feel kind of left out.
Yeah, and one of the couples that I know personally that I'm really close friends with, were both in the military. One just recently got out, and that's how they met. But majority of their relationship was long distance. But the way they made it work was because he obviously they both wanted to make it work, right?
That's first step.
That's the first step. But he also surprised her with flowers pretty often. And she surprised him with things too, with items. They FaceTimed pretty much every single day that they could, when they were just at home chilling.
Yeah.
And then when they finally moved in together, I even asked her and I was like, so how does it feel now that you're here? Do you feel anything different? She goes, it feels the same.
Yeah, that's speaking to my friend that's in a long distance relationship. That's how they work. And they started off, like you said, here together. And then he ended up leaving and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So now they do the same. They say that it's possible, but they both say it's a lot of work. And mind you, this man that she's with is one of the most romantic, emotionally attuned men I've ever met, So he's very for example, recently he was like, hey, my friend's very stubborn, doesn't like to get help either, right? He's like, hey, listen, I'm not going to take don't ask questions, just fucking answer all the questions, no questions asked, just answer my questions. She's like, okay, favorite candy, favorite this, and send her a care package because he knew her fucking ride was coming, because he couldn't be there. So they do little things like this consistently, but then they also have a lot of problems because and they're aware about it. They're like, as long as we're aware, there's a difference in comforting when you're with each other, right? When he's had a bad day and he's like, man, I'm just fucking tired. And he doesn't want to be on the phone, but maybe he wants to snuggle, but he's not wanting to talk, So it's one of those things where they struggle in that sense where she tells me, she's like, I know that he's not trying to be a dick, but it feels cold when he's had a bad day and I don't get to talk to him. But I know that if we were in person, we could just like lay next to each other
and it'll be okay.
And it will be fine. And nothing is personal, but it feels different when you're apart. So I could see where it's like very hard, but also like if you want it to work, you can make it work, know?
Well, it also sucks because you don't get the, I know we joke about like me saying this before, but you don't get the reward of being in the relationship.
Right.
I'm not talking about, you pleasured me. Here are some Jordans. Like that's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
What I'm talking about is actually the physical like ability to cuddle.
Right.
The
little things.
Or like let's say, like if I order her like soup because she's feeling sick, that doesn't compare to what if I made her soup, or if I ordered it and then brought it home for her
and served it to
her.
Exactly.
So it sucks.
It's definitely like what you said. It's like the romance that's missing, right? When you're not with each other.
Yeah.
Now for Vince, that person, did you meet them in San Diego or are they somewhere else?
You're really trying to figure out who this is, huh?
No, because there's a follow-up question to that. That's why I'm asking. Because I think let me explain. Because the reason why I'm asking that, because there's a difference when you meet them in person first, as opposed to meeting somebody online.
Yeah, because I might get catfished, right?
Well, no, not necessarily catfish, but I'm saying, like, what if you throw that out the door and there's no catfishing whatsoever? Everything's genuine. It's a lot harder to build a relationship, I feel, when there's a distance that's already set in place prior to you guys starting.
Yeah, that's true. Because then you start thinking, or at least on my end, I would start thinking, is she actually into me or the idea of me?
Right. Exactly. On the other hand, I had a friend that was with someone long distance for 8-9 years and never met. And I believe she got catfish, but she says that like they talked on the phone all the time. They FaceTimed, blah, 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 but they ended up never ever meeting, and now they're not together because she got sick of waiting. But like they made that work for 9 years, but I'm convinced that he was in a relationship, because I'm like, this guy really just didn't date anybody or come to see her for 9 years. I don't know if I buy that,
Right.
Yeah.
Was he living in a different country?
He was in he was in a different state across country. Yeah.
But was he? See, I don't buy that either.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here was his excuse. Oh, I can't come because he ran a bar apparently.
Okay.
And he's like, I can't because I have to run my business. I'm like, every business owner has fucking taken a vacation in 9 years. Like, come on.
Actually, I haven't, and I just became a business owner.
No, but I'm saying like if you're as like poppin' as you say, and like you have all these people, then you can afford to hire some help, for a week.
Yeah.
Or fly me out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say was like, I feel like a long distance relationship could work, is obviously, like we said, if they're both willing to work at it, understand each other's wants and needs and emotional and mental, how they function basically, right? But then also understand like it's expensive.
Oh yeah, because you have to do things to like show them the love, right? Since you can't like physically show them in person, you have to like buy them shit, send care packages, text messages, gifts sent, things like that.
And if I feel like too, if I was in a long distance relationship right now, the hardest part for me with that person is to like, because I'm not really great with my words all the time, surprisingly, even though being on a podcast, whatever, but to express my feelings is going to be really hard, and I'm more better at showing it than saying it.
Well, there's also something that we have to consider is like, what if your love language is physical touch?
Right. Too.
Yeah. Or quality time. And quality time, FaceTime will only get you so much.
So much, yeah. Or even like acts of service, right? Like how can you truly really serve someone that's not even in the physical same space as you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like Uber Eats or something like that. Dude, that's not a real act of service.
Right, because anyone could do that, right?
I've even heard some couples too like compare it to people that are like both go-getters that are busy and don't have a lot of time for each other, but still love each other and still want to be in a relationship. They almost compare that to being long distance. Like, yeah, you get to see them when you would want to, but if they're just so busy and they're so like on the go and that type of mentality, what lifestyle, I guess you could say, it's almost just the same as
long distance.
Long distance.
See, I feel like I would be like that to even a girl that was present here.
Yeah.
Because like, look, I'm up late doing the podcast with you guys. I got to be up early tomorrow to meet with my trainer. After that, I have to set up for the next live stream that we're gonna do. Plus, I have a photo shoot afterwards. You know, and this is my day off.
Right.
You know, and then after that, like I go back to work. So,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
That's why I'm a 10, but no, I have time for you.
One of the other things that I thought was interesting when I witnessed this long distance relationship is there was this incident that happened between them where she was letting him know, like, hey, I'm going to go out to eat with my friends tonight, right? And he was like, oh, like, you're going now, you know, like whatever. And she was just like, yeah, like blah, blah, blah. And she like tells him everything, you know. And mind you, initially our first thought was, oh my God, he's being fucking possessive and jealous. Like, why the fuck is he tripping, right? But he's like, he didn't bring it up again. He let it go. And then something happened again, like a few days later, where she was going out with another friend. And it was a male friend. And then he kind of had a reaction to it. So again, we were like, okay, this motherfucker is fucking jealous and whatever. Come to find out, when he explained his side, I was like, okay, I could see how in long distance that could be misunderstood. He was like, listen, you're missing the point. I'm not mad that you're going out. I'm not mad that you're meeting with someone. I'm mad that like I'm not there, so I don't get the conversation of, hey, I was thinking about seeing my friend today. What do you think about that? You know, like making him feel included, like in her everyday, you know? He was like, you know, I don't need to know everything, but sometimes because we've been away for so long, like I kind of want to know what's going on in your day, you know? Like, like, hey, I talked to fucking Lonnie today and we're probably going to go out to dinner later, you know? Not just like get on the phone last minute and be like, I'm going to dinner, I'll talk to you tonight, you know, and hang up the phone. Like,
I'm guilty. I do that though, but yeah.
But and that's what she said. She was like, "Oh my God, because my intentions were not malice. I didn't even think about that, you know." But she's like, once he explained that, now I know, like, you know, to include him a little bit more throughout my day since we've been apart, you know, and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's something that you wouldn't even have to think about when you're with someone, you know, physically with someone. That's not even a thought, you know, like.
It's a lot of, for sure, communication and open-mindedness. At least from what I see, I can't really speak from experience, really, but it seems like if that person is worth it, it's rewarding.
Right. If they're worth it. Is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, but there's also a difference too, because somebody can be worth it, but do you get that reward?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Like we're talking about, like what, Christine Mendoza and Sung Hai Lee and stuff like that. Yeah, they're worth it, but I'm not gonna get any of the rewards from that. Like if I were to send them like things off their Amazon wish list or some shit like that, you know, like, yeah, I am being the provider, or I am, you know, doing these acts of service and stuff, but I get nothing out of it. Yeah. And then, you know, that's what, dude, I'm not gonna simp over some chick that I don't know.
Right, and then you don't get anything out of in return.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that question, what would be your time frame, or your time frame on to determine whether it's worth it or not for you?
I don't think you put a time frame on it. I think it just, whether or not you start to feel like as though it fades or it doesn't.
If I can take my emotion out of it and think logically about it and still want to do it, then it doesn't matter how long it is. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm sitting there and I'm being a simp where I'm like, oh, I get paid in 2 weeks, so in 2 weeks I'm gonna do this. No, if it fits conveniently for me without having to go out of my way to do things, but then still want to do things even if I have to go out of my way, that's completely fine. And it doesn't matter if it's like 3 months or 6 months or whatever. Even that whole 9 years thing. Now, yeah, granted that 9-year thing was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if I'm able to make somebody happy without making myself unhappy, I'll continue to make them happy.
That's a good answer.
How do you? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
How do you keep the fire burning though? Because I always like one of my biggest things is that, especially for those that meet online and they develop a long distance relationship online, they're bound to be a point where you guys are sharing, pictures,
Right.
And to me, a lot of times, if you've never met that person, if you never felt physical contact from that person, there's that inner fire and desire, right? There's like, and then you finally get off of a picture or a video, whatever, and then you're not there to kind of like follow up on it, like as far as like, being together.
Yeah.
And I always believe that whenever that happens, if you share photos of any sort, in a sexual manner, like your that relationship is bound to fail, because at that point, there's no more thrill.
Yeah, you're not taking that next step.
Yeah, there's just no more thrill. Like,
Right.
okay, I've seen it. Now what?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I've seen it. I didn't get to touch it.
yeah.
Now what?
It's like watching porn. It can only sustain you for so long.
Yeah, but you get it, and it's like, now what?
You know what also worries me too is like if like let's say there is an exchange of that type of stuff, right? And then she or he, whatever you guys are into, builds up this like perfect scenario in their head.
Yeah.
How do you live up to that?
Yeah, that's true.
Because now like let's say things work out with me and this long distance person, and we manage to set like a getaway where I either visit her or she visits me.
What was her
or
name
we
again?
meet somewhere. No, her name wasn't again.
Nice try.
But yeah, like what if we do that now? It's like, oh, now at least on my end, I'll just be like, how am I gonna live up to whatever fantasy you built up for
Yeah.
yourself between like the photos or videos that I've sent you and Bob,
Right.
because I don't work like Bob.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a thing that's kind of like more for women, right? Because you develop like that Build-A-Bear workshop where you want the 666, but in reality, once you get there, you're like, well, it's not quite the six figures. He's not quite 6 feet tall. Oh, he's not, he doesn't quite have a six pack. It's sometimes it's hard for people to continue, or women to continue, because now they feel deceived.
Yeah, that's true. Would you put a time frame on it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I really liked your answer, but I think for me, realistically, like, I'd have to cap it somewhere. Like, okay, so you're not going to come see me, and like, we're not going to move to the next step. Kind of like what Rich was saying. I'd have to stop that at some point. I couldn't go more than, I don't know, like a year, a few months.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I understand what you guys are saying. I also understand that because you're on a podcast, you're thinking logically. But when you're addicted to something,
Yeah, it's true.
Those
that
endorphins
that
kick in.
whole
Yeah.
that whole one more is like it's easy to justify that.
Yeah.
I'll give him or her one more week. I'll give them one more day, one more whatever. You know what I'm saying? One more
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
And when you're addicted to something, especially something that you've built up in your head and you're emotionally attached to it.
I guess it goes back to the thing that we were talking about earlier. Was it depends if we met already in person, then I'm like, okay, I think I can wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, that makes a difference too.
But if we didn't meet, like we just met online, I feel like if you just start giving me excuses after like a year or a year and a half, then it's like I just don't know if I can go any further.
Okay, so how long will you give it if you actually you got a piece of it like ever so often? So let's say the person was living in, let's say, the Bay Area,
And
right?
we met, okay. And did we meet already in
Okay,
person?
let's just say that you guys met online and whatever, and then they'd come like once a year, and you'd have your grand like almost like a vacation. You'd go to Vegas, or you go see Grand Canyon. You go whatever. You have like a staycation in San Diego, or you fly up there. How long is that going to be sustained? How long is that sustainable?
Well, I already
Where-
I already said that too. Like, I don't think I could do a long distance relationship. But
So you'd give him a choice,
yeah.
or you'd ultimatum like either I move up there or you move down here.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, that's because like what Vince was saying was like my love language is not, it doesn't work for a long distance relationship.
But the fear that I would have is, what if it doesn't work? Now I'm stuck up there, or I'm stuck somewhere in a different state.
Yeah.
Now I got to find my way back to San Diego.
Well, and right, and that's a big risk, right? But my thing is, even my mentality, if I were to go there, I want to set up my ducks in a row before I even go out there. So whether
That's
it
why
doesn't,
I like ducks.
right? So if it doesn't even work out, then I at least have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's easier for you and me, Rich, because like let's say if we did have to make the compromise and then go to where the other person was, like if we break up, like I'm not stuck there, I can come back.
Yeah.
But I'm scared. What if she comes down here and then she cohabitates, and then next thing you know
Now
she's
you're
getting
stuck.
Yeah, now I'm stuck with her.
Right.
I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know how you asked earlier, is there anything that made it good, right? Being in a long distance relationship. Breaking up with him made it easier since he was long distance for me when I was in a long distance relationship.
Yeah, and then that's when you didn't you use my technique?
The Air
Or
Force
you
guy.
tried to?
The cheating, the
Yeah.
cheating technique. Yes.
Yeah.
That, it worked.
I think another thing to try and like take consideration of, or a factor, is what they do for work. You know, like if the reason why they can't come is because they're in the military.
Yeah,
right?
that's different for sure.
Then it's like, okay, that's understandable because you're on orders, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something that like you said, own a business, or like you have a regular 9 to 5, like why don't you save up vacation time or whatever, even if it's just for like a weekend?
or even like when she would offer to pay for it and he was still like not down. Like
Yeah.
that's sussy.
Ladies, if you offer to fly me anywhere and spend a weekend with me,
accept.
all expenses paid, I'll accept.
You know what's crazy though is this guy that was into me, we weren't long distance or anything, and we were just talking. He was like, he was I think an engineer or something like that. I forgot, but he was like, oh, I'm gonna be in like I think Malaysia or something like that. He's like, I'll fly you out for a week, and I was like, you're too good to be true, fool. I don't fucking believe you.
Especially if you don't know them, right? For them to fly you out, you'd be like,
Well,
I'm good.
Right. Well, we first initially met online, and then we did meet in person a couple times, and we vibed really well. There's nothing wrong, but there was just something that told me in my gut that like something's just not right.
You got to listen to that gut feeling
You know?
too.
But it felt like it was a long distance because we didn't really see each other often. We were mostly just talking on the phone. But we did meet, and he's from San Diego. But when he was always out because of work, something just didn't feel right. You know, and I at that point I felt like I was gonna be like a sugar baby or something like that, and I wasn't down for that.
So, okay, in a long distance relationship, is it far-fetched to just ask, can we just be friends with benefits?
I don't think so. As
Well-
long as you guys are both like really, in my opinion, very clear on what that is. You guys have to have that conversation, you know?
That was gonna be my next question. I was like, well, what kind of benefit are you getting if you're long distance besides getting nudes?
Well, I mean, like, I was thinking of giving her my Netflix password and Disney Plus and Hulu. Those are good benefits, right?
Yeah.
I want to take those benefits. Can I have those benefits?
You guys want to be my friends with benefits?
No, I know a bitch that was smart that did that, and this dumb fuck didn't. She named one of the profiles settings,
Nice.
and
That's smart.
when they fucking broke up, he didn't realize. So she's been having his fucking thing forever.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
What a smart woman.
I was like, you
Taking
smart
notes.
bitch.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
Stay toxic queen.
That's a good one.
Note.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So, but would you think you would do it if you had to start over?
Like a long distance?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since it wasn't successful the first time. Well, okay, so I think now that I'm a little bit more mature, right? And I'm a little bit more understanding of like why certain things are the way that they are, that there's certain circumstances, like, you know, military or whatever. I might consider it. I might, as long as he's also willing to put in that commitment and effort, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I might. I don't know. But I like sex a lot, so it's kind of hard.
Right. What about you, Cleo? Would you do it?
I don't know. You know, it just I think about it. Like I've been
Yeah.
thinking about it this whole time, right? Like what scenario would be okay with me that would work? The one thing is that I live on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I you know, the podcast is online. I have a YouTube channel. I stream, whatever. So a lot of my interactions have been online, but a lot of my interactions have been online on my platforms where I provide some sort of entertainment, some sort of service, right? And I'm like, and it's like, you know, when you think about it, you're like, the only real interactions that I would have would be with somebody that's online, you know. So the likelihood of me dating somebody online long distance is high.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I sit there and I'm like, there's just so much work involved. I can't add that to the work I'm already doing.
But you know, like having a long distance relationship, if I were to define one like that, I would see it as more convenient because I don't have to maintain it so much.
Yeah, but for me, it would almost be like super convenient. Like I would only talk to you when I want to talk to you, not necessarily do it like out of like an attraction. You know what I mean? It's almost like they become like like I guess
chore.
like a not a chore, but like friends with benefits, but almost like a friend of convenience.
Okay.
Like whenever I feel like whenever I'm feeling like I need to get off or something, that's when I'll call you. That's how I know personally for me, that's how it's gonna happen. Because, you know, the other day, how long did I stream for? 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
That's after an 8-hour shift at work.
Yeah.
So what time is that? And then you have to sleep. Then I wake up the next day. Then I go to work. And then I stream for another 4 hours. And then where do we go after? Steaks.
Yeah.
Then we stay there. And then I go to sleep. Like, basically, it's almost as if like the only way I'm going to ever be I'll ever communicate with you is when I want to get off or something. Like there's just
You
something
have to
there.
find someone that's in it with us. We need to find a girl that's going to be in it with us.
No, the problem with that is because you're not in it together at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, yeah, if somebody was there and they were like, they had the same busy schedule as me, we might as well be just fuck buddies. We might as well be friends with benefits as opposed to having a long distance relationship.
Did you hear that? Clear Rich said, and he said it doesn't work.
It doesn't work, but I'm saying we might as well be.
Yeah.
Because when I need you, you're not there. When you need me, I'm not there. And then we're gonna have to schedule this one event where we're together, and then we're back to square one. And you know what I mean?
You're like, it doesn't work, but it'll work for me.
No, it doesn't work in the long run. I mean, you can have friends with benefits continuously, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's just, again, way too much work. Like, for
Too
some
much work, guys.
Yeah, for some people that don't have like this lifestyle of always being online and doing and then performing, I feel like a monkey. I feel like, you know, like I'm out here performing. Like it might work. You know, somebody that met somebody like on Tinder or whatever online, like on Facebook. Back to the mentality, but and then you know, like after work you can chat for hours, and you could develop a relationship that way. But for me, bro, if you want to chat with me for hours, you're chatting with the other 10 people in my chat room.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So you can never get like a yes or no from Queer Rich. It's like a middle ground.
everything is situational.
No, everything is situational. And then like if I was making enough money off of this stuff, then as Vince says, you can buy time. I can have people edit for me. Then I don't have to, like, if I didn't have to edit this podcast and have to remember that I would have to upload thing on Friday, then I have to like do this on Monday. That saves me a couple hours. Yeah. Then maybe I can then I can devote time. But also remember, I still got a 9 to 5. I still got the Navy. I still got all the stuff that I do. Where does that one person fit in, especially when they're long distance? If they're not, at least I can go ahead and hang out with you before the stream, after the stream. You know what I mean? There's
small increments?
in small increments, as opposed to like
having to schedule it in almost.
Exactly. Because I don't know what your schedule is over there.
It's true. Yeah. So would you ultimately have one?
It doesn't seem like it's in the cards right now, but I'm also not opposed to it.
Like if it happens naturally, you're not opposed to it.
Yeah, if it happens naturally, then that's cool. But I mean, it's also more convenient to get rid of or end. Sorry, I don't mean to.
Yeah, I get
say it like all morbid and stuff. But
get rid of it.
Dump the body.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it, right? Like as busy as all of us are here on this panel, it's almost like a long distance relationship would be the easiest thing to kind of have to sacrifice, because everything else is not worth sacrificing in this moment, right?
Like I've joked around. I've said that it would, if I were to be in a relationship, it would either have to be with a stripper, another DJ, or somebody long distance.
Yeah. Or like a YouTuber that got it, that would
but then I wouldn't want everything to be content.
That's true. That's true.
We talked about that. It's like
very, very true.
I know a lot of you guys have been asking about my morning routine. Fucking.
There's Vince. He's asleep right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Wake up, babe.
Good morning routine.
You can.
This is for Vince. He wanted my morning routine, so here it is.
So a lot of you guys have been asking. I hate that shit.
I mean, the more I think about it, like, I don't know if
I have a morning routine video.
You do? Oh, yeah.
It's not me talking.
But you have every morning routine?
It's not me talking. It's literally just me, like, showing, like, a 10-second clip of, like, different things I do.
You peeing
like,
in the morning?
No. It's, like, the book that I read, a lemon water, and then that was, like, it. Yeah. I was, like, morning routine. Book, water, skincare. I just, like, took pictures of it. That was my morning routine. Does it make it any better if I'm like, oh my God, hi guys? Is that supposed to be better?
No, I think that's just better content. Better engagement.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but from what you guys are saying, that with the long distance relationship, I think in this lifestyle it's easier because you can pick and choose when it happens, as opposed to like if I was dating somebody and they were like, no, we have dinner with my friends tonight, so you can only stay for an hour for the podcast. Then that creates that conflict, right? Or all you do is you spend all your time online and never with me, as opposed to like the distance. But then it just, maybe I'm just selfish. Maybe I'm just not ready to give up my time.
You just haven't found that one person that makes it worth it yet.
That's true.
Because I feel like if you or Vince found that one girl that kind of like tickled that fancy in you, where you're like, man, I really want to do my podcast today, but man, I want to fucking kick it with this girl. If you found that girl, I think you'd find a way to like, spend a little bit of time doing this and that.
I'd be like, no, you sit over there during the podcast.
But that's the thing. It would be a girl that's even worth you inviting to do that because you want her to be around so much.
Yeah.
See, there's this very secret elite group that's part of the Potato Crew on my Twitch channel. Very exclusive. Only myself and anybody else that listens know about it. It's the Bakla Hot Crew. We're all gay, right? So if Rich would just like stop fighting his feelings, you'll realize that we're perfect for each other. No,
that makes sense.
But honestly, like that. Like if I were to find a girl like Rich, or if he were to find a girl like me, it would probably be the best thing for us.
So whoever is in our chats,
That's the female version of him or the female version of him.
Oh, I've seen the female version of him on his hot tub stream.
oh,
Oh,
sexy.
that reminds. Jason's like almost like a version of you. That makes sense. I'm just kidding.
That's true. We both like to smoke weed.
I'm kidding. That's
No, but-
fine.
Oh, that's true because the whole like you're like I don't communicate when I'm upset sometimes. See, same thing.
Yeah, it makes
Weird.
sense.
We click like that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason. You're awesome. No.
Shout out to Act Right. We're alike.
So in conclusion, we don't know. So
Yeah.
We don't know.
We
Do
we
you,
don't
boo?
know.
Do
Do
you?
you? If you want to sacrifice your stream time for
Some pussy. No, just kidding.
yeah, for some pussy or some dick, go for it. It's up to you. You just gotta find the right person.
If you can stand not being with them for months and years at a time, do you, boo? Whatever you want to do. But
And if it works out, great for you, man. I wish y'all the best.
I'm not as strong as you, but
Yeah.
good for you.
So if you have like a long distance relationship, do you allow hall passes?
No,
No.
no.
You know, I was raised in my family.
I was raised in my family
No,
too.
to say that was okay because all the men in my family were like in my mom's brothers, and dad's brothers. They were all in the military, so that was something I heard a lot. It was like, oh, well, they were on leave. It doesn't count. Like they were in another country.
Yeah, no.
You know,
See,
like
it sounds convenient, but I'm actually against it.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Unless you establish that you're only friends with benefits.
no. Yeah, but even that, guys, get protective and game over at that point.
Yeah,
Facts.
exactly. It's very true.
Jason.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in and talking about long distance stuff with us.
Yeah, but if anybody wants to try
Yeah.
to see if it works out,
Do an experiment.
yeah, slide into the DM, slide into my whisper.
If
There
you're
you go.
worth it and down to kick it in the studio, just
Yeah,
in the
If
background.
you can deal with a guy that's forever busy, these are those guys, but they're good guys. They're just busy.
And he'll call you out if you're stupid.
Yep.
They call me like a good guy, but they're just not around me enough to see the bad qualities of me.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a potato.
I could say the same thing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
we could all say that. You haven't seen the dark sides of
All right, so we got to go because we got to film our OnlyFans.
me. Yep. See you later. Dicks
Bye.
and vaginas. Bye.
Bye.